Hello friends, welcome to the Navodaya Academy. Friends, this is our Navodaya Academy and it is for GPSC, RTO, class 2 and 3. Dear friends, we have already started our one subject of our mechanical engineering, which is thermodynamics, and I have already uploaded 2 videos of it. So friends, if you want to understand this lecture better, then you must have to start from our first video. You must have to see these 2 video, then you have to come here for our this third lecture. So friends, in our earlier lecture we have studied about types of system. We have studied there is types of properties, point function, path function, thermodynamic equilibrium, and many more basic terms of our thermodynamics. Dear friends, now we will study about our two types of function. How much, friends? There is two types of function. Friends, first is point function and the second one is path function. So friends, what is point function? These functions are depends on initial and final state of system. For example, friends, if we are taking pressure and volume diagram here, then friends, this is state 1. It has pressure P1, volume V1, temperature T1. And friends, this is state 2. Then it has pressure P2, volume V2 and temperature T2. Friends, this state 1 has pressure P1, volume V1 and temperature T1. It has fixed properties. So friends, this pressure, volume, temperature all are fixed at particular state, and these are depends on initial and final state. Friends, our system is moving from this state 1 to state 2 by our path of change of state A, friends. So these functions pressure, volume and temperature depends on this initial state 1 and final state 2. Friends, particular state have particular properties, so we can say that our pressure, volume and temperature is point function. Now friends, what is path function? We can say that are those function which depends on path followed by system. Let's understand it, friends. This is our pressure and volume diagram. This is state 1, pressure P1, volume V1 and temperature T1. This is state 2, as pressure P2, volume V2 and temperature T2. Dear friends, our system is moving from state 1 to state 2 by path of change of state. This is A. By this path, our system is moving from state 1 to 2, and there is another one path, friends, our system taking to move from 1 to 2 is this path, friends. This is path B. Dear friends, area under pressure and volume diagram is called as work done by that system. So friends, for our path of change of state of A, this area under PV diagram on volume axis is work done for this our system going from state 1 to 2 through path A. So friends, this is our work done from 1 to 2 by area A. And friends, our system is also following path B to go from 1 to 2. So area under this, which is denoted by our black marker, is work done by our system from 1 to 2 by path B. Friends, here you find that area our cover by process A is greater than our area covered by our process B. So friends, work done under this area is the value of our area is work done from 1 to 2. So work done from 1 to 2 is greater than work done from 1 to 2 in case of B. So we can say that by A there is more work is done, and in case of B there is less work is done. So we can say that on the basis of path followed by system our work depends. So we can say that work done is path function because it depends on path followed by system. In similar manner, friends, this is pressure, this is temperature and entropy diagram. This is our state 1 has pressure P1, volume V1, temperature T1. State 2 has pressure P2, volume V2 and temperature T2. Dear friends, now we are moving from state 1 to 2 by process A. And friends, we are also taking path B for moving from 1 to 2. Now friends, area under TS diagram gives heat transfer. We will understand this in our next lessons, friends. dq is equal to TdS, friends. So friends, area under this our TS diagram on the entropy axis gives us heat transfer. So friends, in case of our process A there is more area, so more heat transfer. And friends, in case of our process B there is less area as compared to our A, so there is less heat transfer in case of B. So friends, from this we can say that heat transfer is also our path function. Now friends, what is the example of point function? Dear friends, all thermodynamic property, pressure, volume, temperature, entropy, enthalpy, everything is point function. Everything is depends on initial and final state of system. So friends, all thermodynamic properties are our point function. Dear friends, our point function is generally written as, friends, if we are writing dp and we want to integrate this, then from 1 to 2, and it is written as p2 minus p1. dt, friends, if we want to integrate it, then it can written as t2 minus t1. So it is called as exact differentiation or perfect differentiation, because it is exactly or perfectly differentiate. But friends, our path functions such like our work transfer, we want to integrate it, then it cannot write as W2 minus W1 because it depends on the path. It does not depend on the final state, which is W2 and W1. So we can write is at W1 to 2. Similarly friends, our heat transfer dq from 1 to 2 does not write as q2 minus q1. This is wrong method friends. We can write as q1 to 2. So friends, this is called as imperfect or inexact differentiation, because it is not properly differentiated or integrated, so it is called as imperfect or inexact differentiation. Now friends, we will learn about integrating factor. What is integrating factor friends? It is used to convert our inexact or imperfect differentiation into perfect or our proper or exact differentiation. By multiplying this, our inexact differentiation get converted into exact differentiation, or we can say that our path function get converted into point function. So friends, now it is about integrating factor. Integrating factor. First of all, we will define it. It is used to convert inexact differentiation into exact differentiation. Dear friends, now we will see that how it will converted. We know that our change in work or work transfer is equals to PdV. We have learned all in our closed system work, and we have find this equation. So friends, we can say that here dW is inexact differentiations. Work transfer and heat transfer are inexact differentiation, but friends, our dV is exact differentiation. Friends, if we will multiply our dW with 1 upon P, then it become equals to dV, and our dV is exact differentiations friends. So this is also become exact differentiation. Friends, our inexact differentiation get converted into exact differentiation by multiplication of 1 upon P, and this 1 upon P is called as integrating factor. In this way, our integrating factor is convert inexact differentiation into exact differentiation. Friends, again we can understand this by another formula. dq is equal to TdS friends. As we know that dq, transfer of heat, is inexact differentiation. If, and this our ds is exact differentiation friends. Now friends, we will multiply our dq with 1 upon T, then it equals to ds, and ds is exact differentiation friends. So friends, it is equal to dq into T 1 upon T, so it is also become exact. So friends, our dq is multiplied with 1 upon T and get converted into exact differentiation. So friends, this multiple is called as our integrating factor. So friends, this is all about our integrating factor, and we have already seen the difference between point function and path function. Now friends, I have skipped one topics, which is two types of property. I will tell you now which two types of property exist. Dear friends, there are two types of properties. One is intensive property, friend, and another one is extensive property. Dear friends, what is intensive property? Are those which depends, or we can say that which is independent of mass of system, or friends we can say that the value of property for our system and for our individual molecule is same. Our system and our individual molecule have same property, then we can say that property are intensive property. Dear friends, what is extensive properties? These are those which depend on the mass, depends on mass, or we can say that property of system is summation of properties of all individual molecules. Properties of all individual molecule gives the properties of our system, then it is says that extensive properties. Now friends, what is the example of intensive property? We can say that we will take our system here. It has pressure P1, temperature and volume, friends. Now what we are doing here, we are making it in two half. So friends, this is one half and this is another half. If friends this half have similar property to our this parent, then that properties are intensive, and the property which is divided into half, then it is called as extensive property. Dear friends, here pressure and temperature, here pressure and temperature is similar to our parents or parent system. So friends, pressure and temperature is our intensive property. But my dear friends, volume get converted into half by making our system in two part. So friends, our volume is extensive properties. This is the example of our extensive property, and this is the our intensive property. Dear friends, here density is also intensive property. Density of this small part, friends, small part, and density of this whole system is same. So friends, we can say that our density is intensive property. Now friends, all energies we can take at kinetic energy, which is equal to half mv square, friends, which depend on the mass. Potential energy mgh, friends, depend on the mass. E is equal to mc square, depends on the mass. So all energies are depend on the mass, so it is says that this is our extensive property. Now friends, if we use term specific in front of our extensive property, then it get converted into intensive property, or specific extensive properties are intensive property. Specific extensive property is equal to intensive property. Specific extensive property means friends, extensive property per unit mass. It get divided by mass, so it become independent of the mass and it get converted into intensive property. So friends, if we taking specific volume, specific energy, then this is volume upon mass, energy upon mass, and it is independent of mass, so it is intensive properties. Now friends, we have completed these two types of property. Dear friends, now we will move to our next concept, which is about, friends, we will learn here now we will start our thermodynamics laws, friends. We will start from zeroth law of thermodynamics. So friends, our zeroth law of Dear friends, what is zeroth law of thermodynamics? It says that if our system A and B are in thermodynamic equilibrium with our system C, then our A and B are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. A and B are in thermal equilibrium with C, then A and B are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. Dear friends, as I already tell that what is thermal equilibrium, it means temperature is same. So friends, if our system A has 50 degree Celsius temperature and our B has 50 degree Celsius temperature, our A and C are in thermal equilibrium. It means our C has also 50 degree Celsius, our B and C have also 50 degree Celsius. So we can say that our system A and B also have 50 degree Celsius, and there is no temperature difference between this, and we can say that it is both are in thermal equilibrium, and this is the our zeroth law of thermodynamics. Now friends, we will define temperature scale. Temperature scale. Friends, this formula Celsius upon 5 equals to K minus 273 upon 5 is equal to K minus this formula is used, friends, conversion of temperature, friends, F minus 32 upon 9 by this formula, friends, we can convert our Celsius into Kelvin, and our Celsius get converted into Fahrenheit, or Kelvin get converted into Fahrenheit in Celsius. Friends, first of all, we will take our temperature is equal to 25 degree Celsius. Then how we can convert it into Kelvin, friends? So our C equals to, friends, 25 degree Celsius 25 upon 5, K minus 273 upon 5 friends. This is get cancelled and K equals to 298 Kelvin. If our temperature is equal to 25 degrees Celsius friends, then how we can use this in conversion of Fahrenheit? We know that Celsius upon 5 is equal to F minus 32 upon 9. So friends, Celsius is equal to 25 degrees Celsius here by 5 equals to F minus 32 upon 9. Here it is become 5. 5 into 9 is equal to F minus 32. 45 plus 32 equals to F, and it become 77 Fahrenheit. So by using this formula, we can convert our Celsius into Kelvin, and also we can convert it into Fahrenheit. This is our temperature scale friends. This is formula used for conversion of temperature. Now friends, we will move to our first law of thermodynamics. It is very important friends. Questions are asked from here, and many times are question asked. So friends, it is about first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. Dear friends, before starting first law of thermodynamics, I will introduce you one new property which is called as internal energy. What is internal energy friends? It is energy required to create system. Energy required to create system. Or friends, if any system is already exist, then we can say that energy stored in system, if any system is already exist, we can say that energy stored in already exist system or energy required to create system is internal energy. Friends, our Joule's experiment suggests that internal energy, which is represented by U, is function of temperature friends. It says that internal energy is depends on only temperature. It means if any system have higher temperature, then its internal energy is also high, and if any system have lower temperature, then its internal energy is also low. So our internal energy is the function of temperature as per Joule's experiment. Dear friends, now we will define some properties of internal energy. Dear friends, it is about properties of internal energy. Dear friends, internal energy is energy. So all energies are extensive properties which depend on the mass of the system. It is property, so friends, it is point function, and it is point function, so it is exact differentiation. These three are the properties of our internal energy. And friends, specific internal energy is intensive property. So these are the properties of our internal energy. Now friends, we will move to our first law of thermodynamics, and by the concept of internal energy we can understand our first law of thermodynamics very easily. So friends, now I will tell you the first law of thermodynamics. Dear friends, our first law of thermodynamics basically is conservation of energy. It generally states that based on the principle of conservation of energy, it can state that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It can get converted from one form to another. This is the our energy always remain conserved. So friends, basically this is the our principle of conservation of energy. And friends, further this principle of conservation of energy referred as first law of thermodynamics. So friends, this is the first law of thermodynamics. Now friends, we will define our first law of thermodynamics for cycle. This is our cycle friends, and for cycle we will define our first law of thermodynamics. In cycle friends, initial state and final state are identical. This is pressure and volume diagram friends. This is our cycle. It has internal energy at initial I and final state is same, so internal energy at final is UF. So friends, our first law of thermodynamics for cycle says that